Let's be honest. We've all had that moment where we scroll through our own content, spot an old video, click play out of curiosity, and cringe the second it starts. The lighting is off. The audio sounds like it was recorded inside a tin can. You're mumbling, or maybe rambling with no real structure. It feels awkward. It feels unprofessional, and it makes you want to hit that delete button faster than you ever uploaded the thing. But here's the real question. Should you? Should you delete those old videos? Should you wipe the slate clean just because your past work doesn't reflect the creator you are today? Before you do anything, stop, take a breath, and understand what's actually happening behind the scenes. Because what you see as a flaw, the algorithm sees as fuel. And the way the algorithm thinks is very different from how you think. The algorithm isn't emotional. It's not watching your video and judging your presentation. It's looking at numbers, it's analyzing patterns, it's tracking user behavior. What it really cares about is whether people are clicking, watching, engaging, and staying on the platform. That's it. So when you delete an old video, you're not just removing a piece of content that makes you uncomfortable. You're deleting data, real measurable data that tells the system how viewers have responded to your content over time. That's like tearing out pages from your own instruction manual. You're losing insights, you're losing momentum, you're interrupting your own growth curve. YouTube, or any platform for that matter, runs on connections. It's like a massive web, and every video you upload becomes a new thread in that web. The more threads you have, the stronger the structure becomes. When someone watches one of your newer videos and sticks around, the algorithm looks for what else it can recommend from your channel. That's where your older videos come in. They get pulled back into circulation not because they're perfect, but because they're relevant. Someone watched your latest upload about productivity. Boom! Here's a video you made a year ago on the same topic. It doesn't matter if it's old. It doesn't matter if it's a little rough around the edges. What matters is that it keeps people engaged. That's all the algorithm is trying to do. Imagine this, you make a video today and it barely gets any traction. A few views, no comments, maybe one like. It feels like a waste of time, but then something changes. Maybe you go viral months later. Maybe one of your newer uploads takes off and people start checking out your channel. Suddenly, that old video starts getting views. Comments start rolling in. People are engaging with it as if you just uploaded it yesterday. It becomes relevant again. It becomes part of your growth story. And because people are watching it all the way through, the algorithm says, hey, this video is doing its job, and begins recommending it to more users. You've just turned a video you thought was dead into an active tool for channel growth. But if you had deleted it, that chance would be gone forever. One of the biggest mistakes creators make is assuming their audience thinks like they do. You think your old video is bad, therefore everyone else must think it's bad too. But that's not how viewers behave. People love watching the journey. They love witnessing growth. They want to see how you've improved, how your confidence developed, how your editing got better. That's relatable. That's inspiring. You become more human in their eyes. You're not just a creator. They see you as someone who started where they are now. That's what builds loyalty. That's what makes people stick around and hit that subscribe button. Your old videos are part of your story. Deleting them doesn't erase your past. It just hides the parts that could have inspired someone else. And let's not forget search traffic. Old videos may not be getting a flood of views today, but that doesn't mean they aren't quietly pulling in new eyeballs. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. People are constantly typing in questions, tutorials, tips, and niche topics that might perfectly match what you made a year ago. If your video is optimized with the right title, tags, and description, it can show up in search results again and again. It becomes an evergreen source of views. You might even forget about it, but the algorithm doesn't. It's still working in the background, still delivering your video to the right people at the right time, and again, if you delete it, you shut that down completely. Now let's talk about playlists. These are more than just a way to organize your content. They're tools for increasing watch time. They guide viewers from one video to the next, keeping them on your channel for longer, and the algorithm rewards that. If your old videos are part of a Welper-forming playlist, deleting even one of them can break that flow. It disrupts the user experience. It lowers the average session duration. It cuts off the thread that was holding multiple videos together. That hurts your analytics. That tells YouTube people aren't watching as long anymore, which lowers your chances of being recommended. Everything is connected. One decision can have ripple effects across your entire channel. Now maybe you're thinking, okay, but what if the video is really, really bad? Like, let's say it has misleading information, outdated tips, or maybe it was a total flop with a horrible thumbnail and no real value. Shouldn't that be deleted? Not necessarily. There's a smarter way to handle it. You can unlist it or make it private. That way, it's not visible to the public, but the data still exists. The algorithm can still learn from it. You can still analyze it. You can even reference it in the future when making new content. Maybe you remake it with better production value. Maybe you do a reaction video comparing your old self to your new self. You turn it into content again. That's the difference between thinking like a beginner and thinking like a pro. One deletes and forgets. The other repurposes and builds. Let's go deeper into the data side. Every video you upload contributes to your channel's overall profile. That includes impressions, click-through rate, watch time, retention, engagement, and so much more. When you delete a video, you're removing part of that equation. The algorithm tracks how you're performing over time. It compares your recent videos to your past ones. If you remove too many older videos, you lose that comparison point. The system can't tell if you're improving. It can't spot trends. It can't optimize recommendations. It's like trying to guess someone's progress without seeing where they started. You're not just resetting your channel. You're confusing the system that's trying to help you grow. And here's something most people don't realize. Deleting an old video doesn't just affect that one video's metrics. It can impact how your newer videos perform too. Let's say someone watches a new upload and then naturally would have gone on to an old one, but it's gone. Now they exit your channel. That reduces total session duration. That tells the algorithm people don't stick around after watching your content. That lowers your video's ranking in the recommendation engine. It becomes a chain reaction, all because you thought an old video was embarrassing. This isn't about vanity, it's about strategy. You're running a channel, not curating an art gallery. Not everything needs to be perfect. It just needs to work. Viewers are more forgiving than you think. They don't expect every video to be high, budget, or flawless. What they care about is value. Are you entertaining? Are you teaching something useful? Are you sharing a story worth listening to? If you're doing that even in a clumsy way, then your old videos still matter. They're still doing their job, and honestly, some viewers find charm in imperfect content. It feels real, it feels raw, it feels human, and in a world full of polished, over-edited content, that authenticity stands out. That old video might be your most honest moment. Why throw that away? There's also something powerful in being able to say, yeah, I started there, and look where I am now. That's what motivates people. That's what builds a community. People don't just subscribe to your channel. They subscribe to your journey. They want to root for you. They want to see your progress. Your old videos are like the early chapters of a great novel. Sure, the writing might be rough, but without those pages, the story doesn't make sense. Don't delete your beginning just because it doesn't look like your middle or your peak. Every creator has a messy start. The difference is whether you own it or erase it. And sometimes the videos you think are worthless actually have hidden gems inside. Maybe you told a joke that people loved. Maybe your energy was raw and magnetic. Maybe the message resonated with someone who needed to hear it. You don't get to decide how your content lands. The audience does. The algorithm watches how they react, and every video is another opportunity for someone to connect with you, another entry point, another chance to create impact. You never know which video will be the one. So, why limit your chances? Deleting old videos can feel like cleaning house, but what you're really doing is throwing away assets that could still pay off, Assets that already cost you time and energy to create. Assets that contribute to your history and your brand. Be strategic, not emotional. If a video is outdated, improve it. If it's cringe-worthy, learn from it. If it's underperforming, optimize it. But don't delete it just because it doesn't match your current standard. That's not growth. That's sabotage. Now let's talk about what happens when creators ignore this and start mass deleting videos, thinking they're cleaning up their channel. At first, it feels good. It feels like you're getting rid of dead weight. But you don't realize that you're also erasing the digital footprint that tells the algorithm what your channel is about. Every video you ever made, even the ones that bombed, even the ones that barely broke 100 views, contributed to how the system understands your niche, your patterns, your audience preferences. When you delete those videos, it's like deleting chapters from a book and expecting the reader to still understand the story. The algorithm starts to lose its grip on what kind of audience to send your way, because now it has less data to work with. You thought you were making things cleaner, but what you've really done is confuse the recommendation engine, and in turn, you might notice your channel growth slow down. This doesn't just affect traffic. It affects credibility. See, when someone stumbles across your channel and they only see 5 or 10 videos, they don't think, wow, this person is focused. They think, is this creator even serious? Volume communicates consistency. It shows commitment. It tells the viewer you've been at this for a while, and the more videos you have, the more opportunities you have to hit different pockets of interest, different keywords, different emotions. A deep catalog is not a liability. It's a library. It's your archive of work. And more importantly, it's a reason for people to stay. A reason for them to watch one video, then another, then another. That's how loyalty builds. That's how fans are created. That's how the algorithm starts to see you as a valuable creator. People often forget how the compound effect works on YouTube. A video you posted a year ago might suddenly gain attention because something in pop culture shifted, or someone bigger mentioned a topic related to your niche, or maybe a random viewer shared your video on a subreddit and it picked up steam. You had no control over that moment, but your video was there, waiting, ready to be discovered. If you had deleted it because it wasn't performing right away, you would have robbed your future self of that opportunity. That's what happens when you make short-term decisions in a long-term game. You cut off your own potential. You don't realize how many times success is just delayed, not denied. The platform rewards patience. But you have to give your content the chance to be found. Now, of course, not every video is worth keeping. If a video has misinformation, harmful content, or violates the platform's policies, then it makes sense to remove it. That's about integrity, but most creators aren't deleting videos because of that. They're deleting them because of ego. They're embarrassed. They don't want people to see them when they were less polished, less confident, less experienced. But here's the truth. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with progress. They connect with vulnerability. They connect with someone who had the courage to put themselves out there before they had everything figured out. That's powerful. That's what makes someone relatable. And in a world where everyone's trying to look perfect, being real is your greatest advantage. Think about your favorite creators. You've probably seen their older videos. You've watched them grow, and that's part of the reason you like them. You saw the evolution. You saw where they started, and that makes their success feel possible for you. You don't look at their first videos and judge them. You respect them more because they didn't quit. They kept uploading. They improved over time. That's the journey people want to see. When you delete your old videos, you erase the struggle. And if people can't see the struggle, they won't appreciate the victory. There's another aspect to this that people overlook: monetization. Even old videos with low view counts can generate passive income over time. Maybe it's just a trickle, but trickles add up. If you have hundreds of videos each pulling in a few cents a day, that turns into real money by the end of the month. And as your channel grows, those older videos start pulling in more revenue because new viewers discover them. That's income you didn't have to work for again. That's leverage. That's scaling. Why would you destroy that just because a video didn't perform well right out of the gate? And when it comes to brand deals and sponsorships, the number of videos you have actually matters. Sponsors want to see that you've been consistent, that you've built a library of content, that there are multiple entry points for viewers to learn about their product or service. Deleting old videos reduces your total inventory, which can make your channel look less active and less valuable from a business standpoint. It's like a store taking products off the shelf because they didn't sell on the first day. That's not how business works. You let the product sit, you promote it differently, you repackage it if needed, but you don't just throw it away. You might not realize it, but every video is also an SEO asset. If your title, description, and tags are well written, that video can live in search results for years. YouTube isn't just a social media platform, it's a search engine. People come here with questions. They want solutions. They type in specific keywords, and your video could be the answer. Even if your views are low, your video might be one of only a few covering that exact topic in your unique way. If it's not there because you deleted it, guess what? Someone else gets that traffic. Someone else earns that trust. Someone else takes the opportunity you could have had. Now think about what deleting a video does to your analytics history. YouTube uses your past data to predict your future performance. If you delete enough videos, you create gaps in that data that makes it harder for the system to understand your momentum. You might think you're removing weak points from your record, but what you're really doing is removing learning points. The algorithm can't tell if you're improving if it doesn't have the full picture. It can't see trends if the timeline is broken, and that could slow down your recommendations and suppress your reach. Not because your content got worse, but because your profile got weaker. And then there's the emotional side of things. Sometimes we delete videos because we're chasing perfection. We want every video on our channel to reflect our best self. But that mindset is a trap. Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you're always judging your past work by today's standards, you'll never feel good enough. You'll always find flaws, you'll always want to start over, but real growth comes from embracing your imperfections, not hiding them. Your old videos are proof that you showed up, that you learned, that you dared to publish when most people only plan. That courage deserves to be honored, not erased. Remember, too, that your worst performing video today might become your most commented one tomorrow. The algorithm is constantly shifting, viewer behavior changes. Trends come and go. What didn't hit a year ago might be the exact thing people are searching for right now, but it can't gain traction if it's not there. Your job as a creator is to give your content time to breathe. Let it exist. Let it collect data. Let it find its audience. Even if it takes a while, you're planting seeds. Some grow fast. Some take seasons, but none will grow if you dig them up too early. There's also something powerful about a back catalog when you finally hit your breakout moment. When a video blows up and sends a flood of traffic to your channel, what happens next depends on how much content you've built before that moment. If you've got dozens or hundreds of videos already in place, that audience has something to binge. They go deep, they explore, they fall in love with your story, and that's how you convert a viral moment into a lasting fan base. But if you've deleted everything that didn't match your current aesthetic, they land on your page and find almost nothing to watch. They might like your viral video, but they won't stay. You miss the chance to turn momentum into loyalty. Every video you've ever posted is part of your online identity. It tells a piece of the story. And while you may not love every piece, your audience appreciates the full picture. It gives them context, it builds trust, it shows them that you didn't skip steps, you put in the work, you grew over time. You became better. That's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to celebrate. So instead of deleting, look at how you can refresh. Can you add a new thumbnail? Can you write a better description? Can you respond to comments to boost engagement? Can you link it in your community tab or in a newer video? Can you reshare it on social media? There are so many ways to bring life back into older content without destroying its history. That's what smart creators do. They don't throw away. They reimagine, and finally remember this. Your audience is on a journey just like you. They're learning, they're growing. They're stumbling through their own process. When they see that you've been through the same thing, it gives them hope. It makes them believe in themselves. Your old videos aren't just content. They're proof that it's okay to start small. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect right away, and that message might be more valuable than anything else you ever publish. Let your channel be honest, let it be raw, let it show the mess and the magic, because in the end, people don't fall in love with perfect. They fall in love with real. And nothing's more real than where you started. Keep the story, keep the lessons, keep the history, because that's what makes you unforgettable.